pop culture reality podcast with Nelly and Sia.
South Africa's leading rapper and mega superstar, aka, has been shot dead outside a restaurant in Durban. Kiernan Forbes was killed alongside his close friend and chef entrepreneur Tebello Tibz on the 10th of February 2023.
Wherever I go, you go.
Wherever I go, you go. Some of the last words uttered by Kiernan Forbes, known professionally as AKA. The 35-year-old rapper was gunned down outside a restaurant on Florida Road in Durban last night.
Sadly, it is the day after the passing of legendary rap artist, aka what a beautiful pop culture leader, somebody who's taken the pop culture of South Africa to the next level by using pure talent, pure intelligence, pure creativity. He has the biggest deals that he's made as an artist, to affiliations and, things that elevated him financially, things that elevated his music and his image, And here it is now, having passed away, but has such a big catalog. One of his fans on ENC said he had a catalog, right, of work that he's done. You can't just say an album, you can't just say a song. You have to just take everything and then play it all. He's the kind of artist that you would just play the entire album or the entire best of AKA, and you could play the best of AKA at a party the whole hour. People will love it.
Yes. So powerful that with AKA's life, the passing of AKA has broken so many hearts. Ours included. I feel that it has brought so much pain to so many people. And also, I guess, waking up those emotions and those deep feelings of grief that we cover up and we try to move on, and and we are losing people and our hearts are broken each and every day. And here's this man that we all knew and loved and appreciated, and he is gone. He is taken away from the world. This is not maybe something where we can say, okay, I don't know, it was an accident. We can't say that.
It was a definite assassination. It was cutthroat. It was well planned, well orchestrated. Signals were clearly released, allegedly, for the action to take place because it looked like it had a rhythm to it. People knew at a particular time that he would be standing there, still maybe gauging to go to the car or something when it happened. Because it was, a lot of people are saying it was a drive-through or a drive-by shooting. It was actually a walk-through shooting. They came and did what they did and ran. We saw some of the images on social media, have not been verified yet because it was not a verified source, so we can't share them. But there are images from police. We do also have all these clips that back what we'll be sharing about AKA today. But most importantly, we just want to honor the man that we understand and we personally fan, because he's just is an amazing person. He's an amazing person. Last time I had my first set, he was in the set. So he's the kind of person that is on trend. He's amazing. People play his music, love his music. I've seen him in concert twice. The biggest one was in East London, and he was on stage, right? And the crowd was massive. Like, I'll show you the crowd here. I was with my family from Eastern Cape, from my father's side here. So it was just a beautiful thing to experience where Xhosa people were just fanning out, singing along to every single lyric. It was crazy. And he knew he had us in command because he stood there and maybe kept quiet for a good minute or two. He looked at us. We started screaming. We couldn't stop screaming. It was like we'd be quiet and then somebody would start the scream again and we'd all scream again. You know, it was like AKA's world. Then I remember being crazy, having this ambitious thought that from where I was standing, I could go in front and actually see him properly. Yeah, almost got a stampede because people were just going the same direction. Like, it got really intense because AKA had some extremely intense followers. Some extremely intense followers. And we love
I paid the price to be the main man. 10 years running with the same.
with AKA. Life is always like a little bit sticky. You know, things always are weird. The other time he was accusing a girl of stones in the bathroom, and that was our girl B. You know, and the other day, AKA also went for people who were putting jabs on his relationship with DJ Zintle on Twitter. Just the other year, he also made sure that he made it clear that he doesn't fear Casper Nyovest, and that he's a legend and he won't be booted out by some guy. He fought for his table, his stance, because remember, some of us who remember hip hop SA, AKA came first in the commercial scene. So somebody had to be kicked out. A lot of people were kicked out of the way for certain people to get to the top, but AKA remained at the top. Even at his last moment, he remained at the top, And this is a culture leader, somebody who understands both, all sides of being South African, from black to color to white to international to local. He loved Africa. We learned about people like Burna Boy through him.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Burna Boy that we love today is through AKA. And they had their own beef, remember? So he is a very talked about individual, AKA, because he would start a very, very serious beef with a person, like where threads would be taken out. Remember the threads?
Yes, very well. The
Very
slaps.
well.
We've heard about
the
the slaps.
There were slaps. There's a history of violence and there's a history of controversy, but his looks maintained the beauty. Like he's always been beautiful. When he changed his color, turned it blonde, and he always introduced a worldly way of doing SA hip hop, and we would appreciate that about him. And even American people, bloggers and radio hosts and bookers and everybody who listens to South African music honor him because he's one of a kind. So he's a true mega, the real deal. We honor him and we will always carry him in our hearts because he was genuine.
Like the pain or the impact or the presence is felt by everyone. Like, that's the mega. Like, we all feel it. You can feel everybody's pain. From even our girl B's pain, I can feel it.
Everybody's in intense pain. Nadia, for me, Nadia, because I understand I was in a similar situation about 2 years ago when I lost my baby's father, somebody I was seeing, and I felt like it was such a quick thing. So I understand the pain and I really feel bad. And you were there too, Sia. You felt the pain from experiencing my pain, right? So we know how difficult it must be for her. And sometimes I think also in our communities, this is something really sad about people everywhere in the world sometimes, is that the girlfriend doesn't sometimes get the respect, you know, that they deserve in a particular thing. They don't have the power. Sometimes they won't be invited to be a part. So we just hope that with this situation, it will be a different story where Nadia can also be a part of the story of putting her love, to rest and continuing on with her life and being with her love in a spiritual way. And whatever outcome it may be, because I remember I was left with Azania. When Azania's dad passed away, it was like, oh my God, my baby, my poor baby. So with the speculations that Nadia allegedly could be pregnant, we haven't not confirmed yet. But if that's the case, we know we need to pray for a sister. We know we need to pray for a sister because it's just something so deep. So deep, and everybody's going to be looking at her, judging her. She's going to be as looked upon very much, very much. And I just hope that when the time comes and they are shooting that show,
Young, Famous, and African.
yeah, Young, Famous, and African, I just hope that she can tell her story, because Nadia, you're powerful. Nadia, you're powerful, and you're a queen, and your man chose you because you are powerful. All these powerful men love you because you are powerful. You're beautiful and you're fearless, and he's going to help you in your path. AKA is going to help you in your path. Just be okay. You'll be okay in due time.
I also see how it's a global conversation. Like when we say young, African, and famous, we're talking about the globe and international status, where you realize that it's bigger than just that.
Yeah.
Like it's big. Like it's like the conversation, the cultural shift. Yeah.
That's deep. I just feel like at some point we're going to all have to stop and think about things in a real sense. Like, why are people dying so much abruptly? Why are people being killed so easily? What has been broken in our order of life as human beings? Because this thing of looking at things in a shallow way doesn't help us anymore. Even if it seems like you seem too deep for other people, it's for a reason. You're awake. So pursue that. Pursue that, and let's turn around certain situations. The vibrations are too low. People are dropping like flies, and we know it doesn't have to be like that, because remember, back in the day, a year would feel like 5 years, and back in the day people wouldn't pass away, and about 5 years would pass without anybody passing away, and when they do, it's an older man or woman. But right now, it's young people, it's brilliant people, it's young men who are living their young children. It's women who are living their young children. It's young women and young men who have not lived their lives yet. We are not asking the right questions, and not to fight anybody but ourselves. Like, what do you want for your life? Because I think the more intended positive we put out there, the more we can heal our society. I'm not saying things will be fixed. I'm saying things will be definitely fixed. I'm not saying it's not a matter of if, it's a fact. Where goodness is, there's just growth. We are declining, we are decreasing, we are dilapidating as a society. I think we need to start really tapping into our spiritual growth right now, because this thing of seeking egoic needs doesn't serve us anymore. We can't act like we don't know that. We know that. What is this thing of fluffing around life?
Yeah. And I think it's that, like, facing what's happening and facing the fear and the pain.
Yeah.
And understanding, like, there's nothing that we need to reach for. We are there. And whatever it is, we must face it.
We're gonna have to really, really launch. You know, with an airplane, it drives fast before it flies. It doesn't just oops and fly.
Yes.
Oh, now we are carrying loads of things. Yo, Hoimela, we have to run to detach and not feel the gravity and to just fly, you know. And I just love that because that saying that actually made me think of AKA. Like that guy flew, hey? He flew in so many ways. He was the best. He was flawed, but he was the best. So I'd like to say a prayer for you, AKA. May God receive you into his light. You have transcended, my brother. You have transcended worldly gains. You have transcended fame. You have transcended riches. You have transcended fans. You have transcended everything. The good and the bad. You have transcended the pain. You have transcended the sadness. You have transcended all the things that challenged you as a human being in the physical form. Where you are, you're completely light. You have done a beautiful job. You have done a beautiful job. You have grown. You are ready to fly. You are ready to be with the big guns. You are now playing in a different league, the league of winners. Greet them all those people that you'll be with in heaven who are giants. Protect your family, your child Cairo, your woman Nadia. Protect your mother. Protect your friends, your family, your body, your people, the person that you also passed away with. May you both travel in the light. And his family as well. May his family and children be protected as well. We pray that you are brave. Go straight to the light and remember to shine because you are definitely a star. With that said, thank you for lending us your ears. We will see you again some other time. Love you.
Love you.
Pop Culture Reality Podcast with Nelly and Sia.